Fantasy Stories Part 5. Reading The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe is another classic fantasy story. It tells the story of how four children, two girls named Suzanne and Lucy, and two boys named Peter and Edmund, helped to rescue the kingdom of Narnia. Narnia is one of the most complete fantasy worlds ever created. It is full of wonderful sights and strange beings. As the book begins, the White Witch has taken over Narnia and covered the entire kingdom in snow and ice. However, Narnia's nightfall ruler, a great lion named Aslan, has finally returned to reclaim his kingdom. The following passage describes what happens as the citizens of Narnia gather around Aslan before the final battle against the White Witch. Suzanne, Lucy, Peter, and two beavers have arrived to join them as well. The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. This is an extract taken from C.S. Lewis. They were on a green open space from which you could look down on the forest spreading as far as one could see in every direction. Except right ahead, there far to the east was something twinkling and moving. By gum, whispered Peter to Suzanne. The sea, in the very middle of this open hilltop, was Stone Table. It was a great grim slab of grey stones supported on four upright stones. It looked very old, and it was cut all over the strange lines and figures that might be the letters of an unknown language. They gave you a curious feeling when you looked at them. The next thing they saw was a pavilion pitched on one side of the open place. A wonderful pavilion it was, and especially now when the light of the setting sun fell upon it, with sides of what looked like a yellow silk and coats of crimson and tent pegs of ivory, and high above it on a pole a banner which bore a red rampant line fluttering in the breeze which was blowing in their faces from the far off sea. While they were looking at this, they heard a sound of music on their right, and turning in that direction they saw what they had come to see. Aslan stood in the center of a crowd of creatures who had grouped themselves round him in the shape of a half moon. There were three women there, women Naiads, and they used to be called in our world, who had stringed instruments. It was they who had made the music. There were four great centaurs. The horse part of them was like huge English farmhouse, and the man part of like stern but beautiful giants. There was also a unicorn, a bull with the head of a pelican, an eagle, and a great dog. And next to Aslan stood two leopards, of whom one carried his crown and the other his standard. But as for Aslan himself, the beavers and the children didn't know what to do, or so they saw him. People who have not been Narnia sometimes think that a thing cannot be good or terrible at the same time. If the children had ever thought, they were cured of it. When they tried to look at Aslan's face, they just caught a glimpse of the golden mane and great royal soul over the eyes, and then they found They could not look at him